Diamond and Swinger continue feuding through the month.
Yeah. Let's talk about some Simon Diamond.
April 14th, NWA TNA pay-per-view number 90, they do their second singles match. Simon Diamond faces Johnny Swinger. These two are like a kind of wrestler you don't get anymore. Where they're like very technically proficient. They're very like sound and crisp, but they're not flashy. They're not like, they won't blow you away, but they will have a very technically sound, crisp, well-executed wrestling match. And I feel like you either get people who are technical but dry or flashy but shit. You don't kind of get the little in-between thing you get with these two, where they're very decent heavyweight wrestlers from the early 2000s.
Yeah, you don't really see it that much anymore.
No.
But I know, I really appreciate these two. I enjoy seeing them.
So they're having their big blow off here, but Glen Gilberti tried to interfere at ringside, but then Sonny Siaki evened the odds. Then David Young tried to interfere, but accidentally clotheslined Swinger, allowing Diamond to score a roll-up victory. Diamond beats Swinger after their first match ended in DQ.
Finally, the big blow off with the big babyface winning.
I think this might be their blow off. I'm not sure.
It felt well. They gave them the pre-match hype video.
So the heels beat down Diamond before Siaki makes the save, but then Trinity drops Siaki with a chair. Swinger then tried to rip Simon Diamond's robe from the first match they had as a team, which they only introduced here. Fair enough, he's worn the robe a lot, but Mike Tenay, as Swinger is ripping up Diamond's robe, is like, that's the robe that Diamond first wore when they started teaming, and this is why it's meaningful. Also, Swinger, very hard time ripping that robe.
That's the thing, is like, he's ripping the robe, and I'm like, is he?
Yeah, he's trying to tear it, and it's not tearing, and then he starts pulling at the sleeves, and he's more stretching the robe than he is ripping the robe.
You gotta do what you gotta do. Live TV.
There's a lot of live TV moments this month, isn't there? With that freaking tag title pole match.
Yeah.
And AJ and his microphone.
You're not wrong, it has caught up to them a bit.
Yeah, so Diamond wins, but Swinger gets the last laugh by ruining his rope, symbolically killing Simon Diamond, which we'll get to in a second. Shark Boy faces David Young. David Young continues to do his losing match streak. He's like, no, I'll go and win all my matches now. Then he immediately loses to Shark Boy.
I mean, yeah. What, you excited about this?
No. Though I will say my favorite thing is after the match, Trio K come out and do a promo about how Ron Killings deserves a title shot that we forgot to talk about when we were talking about the NWA title stuff, but it's a BG promo, so who cares? Though the worst part is like he's like Raven sucks, and not like he's losing, he's like he's a bad wrestler. He's like bad at wrestling. It's like, geez, BG, hold it back. Especially from you of all people.
Raven has achieved a lot, man.
And you, on the other hand, have achieved very little.
Oh, you didn't know.
But my favorite part of that is they just cut to occasional shots of David Young sitting sadly on the steps while Trio K are doing their promo.
They don't even acknowledge him.
He's just sad. He's upset that he lost. So on that show, we also have Johnny Swinger and Glen Gilberti against Sonny Siaki and Simon Diamond in a tag team match. Liam's favorite division, the Glen Gilberti division.
I'm so sick of the Gilberti division.
The Gilberti and Siaki division. So Trinity pushed Siaki off the top, allowing Swinger to hit the swing thing, which is like a double arm DDT for the win. But then, Liam, we had the return of Desire.
It's crazy, right? This is another TNA original.
Yeah, Desire making her big return. She takes out Trinity, she brawls, and then she has a moment with Siaki where they hug. So Siaki and Desire are back together.
That's a nice touch. Glad she got to have this moment. Fortunately, it happened at a time where we're like, let's get rid of Siaki. I'm glad that they got to have this little reunion because they were such a pivotal part of the early TNA. Also, she just looks so happy to be back.
So we cut to the next week, last show of the month, where they do a video package showing Desire. She broke her back in a match against Mercedes Martinez.
Yeah, I really didn't want to see that.
Well, look, it wasn't like a bad bump, rather. She just hit like a fisherman's buster.
It looked bad.
It just looked like a regular move. If you watched that and didn't know somebody broke their back, you wouldn't know somebody broke their back.
Yeah, but I did know someone broke their back.
Yeah, so it's just like a fisherman's buster in the match that Desire then went on to win. They drove that home in the video package. Oh, she got back up. She won the match.
She had the desire to win.
See what you did there. That's her name.
It's not her real name.
Maybe it is. How do you know?
But you know whose real name we do get to see?
Yes. So we then go backstage.
So now, come on, that was good. That was a good segue.
Solid. Well done. That's actually good. Well done. You should host the show.
Thank
you.
So
Hudson.
I do.
So Hudson has Simon Diamond, Sonny Siaki, and Desire backstage. Then Diamond cuts a promo about Desire, but who cares? Desire doesn't get to speak for herself. Simon Diamond does. Then he pivoted back to the Swinger thing, and he's like, you ripping up my robe, Simon Diamond died that night. I'm not Simon Diamond anymore. I'm Irish Pat Kenny.
You're now Irish Garrett Kidney when you do your introduction on the show. I just want you to know.
Well, there is a line from Swinger the week before where he's like, he's just a lousy Irishman.
That was actually me reading that.
Directed right at me.
Yeah. We're going to start calling you Irish Garrett Kidney.
So he is Irish Pat Kenny. Kenny, Kenney, rather than the more regular spelling with just a Y. Pat Kenny is actually a very famous television broadcaster in Ireland, just without the E.
Yeah, he's also on this
I wonder,
show.
was he watching The Late Late Show? Simon Diamond hosting the toy show would be very entertaining.
She didn't get it done.
I'll write an email to RTE. We'll get that done. So Johnny Swinger, they come out for a match. They're having a 6-person tag team match, or a mixed 6-man tag team match, as JB called it. I don't think that's how that works, JB. Johnny Swinger cut a promo. He was aghast at Simon Diamond's name change. He's like, Irish Pat Kenny?
You just reminded me that JB called like the Sabu versus Abyss match like a special singles match.
JB's been watching his Japan tapes.
I was like, what the hell?
It was a very special singles match.
I suppose. It really threw me off. I was already in a depressed mood about Japanese wrestling, and I was like, JB, I didn't need that to the heart.
I guess that's why there was the weird rules where he could use the table and chair, but not throw around the referee. That's why it was special.
Maybe that actually was it.
Yeah, that's why it's a special singles match.
Well, there you go.
So yeah, Swinger does a promo calling Diamond lame, being like, Irish Pat Kenny, what a dork.
Yeah, all the Irish are dorks.
Then Trinity announces that the Swinger, Gilberti, and Trinity have formed a stable. I can't deny it. It's true. We are all dorks.
Never met an Irish that I've liked.
Thank you. They announce that they were a stable together called the New York Connection or the NYC.
Never met a New Yorker I liked.
It's true.
Truly, whoa, God, I'm dying. I was going to say, truly a horrific storyline for me.
You are alienating so many groups of people on this show.
Yeah.
So then they have a 6-person tag team match. Trinity uses a chair, but Desire rolls her up for the victory. The crowd are into all of the Trinity and Desire stuff, except for when Mike Posey pulled them off for no reason.
Yeah. Garrett, you're very excited that you can finally refer to this group as the New York Connection after like 6 months of writing it into either the show reviews or the star rating sheet.
Well, it's been very annoying to have to call them like Gilberti, Trinity, and Swinger. That use the names because they don't have a freaking group name. Even though it's like live from New York, it's the NYC and their freaking entrance music for months. But yeah, they're the NYC now. And Desire and Trinity are feuding.
No, see, when they say NYC in the song, they actually just refer to the city.
Oh, damn it.
It's not the name. It's live from New York. It's the New York. Also, Trinity is the leader
Yeah.
of the NYC.
Rightfully so.
She is the biggest star on the team.
She's sick of all these dudes. No, she's going to lead the dudes instead of the dudes leading her.
Is Vince Russo in the NYC?
No, because she was led around by Russo, she was led around by Jarrett, she was led around by Cash, she was led around by Siaki, she was led around by Divine Storm. She's sick of it, Liam. She's sick of all these dudes messing with her, so this is her stable now.
A lot like Michael Shane is sick of Shane Douglas, you would say?
I had to point out that Simon Diamond was wearing his Simon Diamond gear after he became Pat Kenny, but then we will pivot to the new franchise feud.
All right, now cut in the last bit that I said before and put it now. And now it's in like 2 seconds, we'll do some fake laughter because it was so funny. Ready?
Okay.
1.